Hi everybody, it's me again. No, it's not Charlotte, it's Alana. But I am going to post this as a response, mainly because I got to meet Charlotte at first event. I know I said I wasn't going to post until after the inauguration, but I figured if I had a little time, I had some things I wanted to say, and I thought I'd tell you a little bit about what I did. So didn't get much sleep, but I was able to make the 9 o'clock workshop called Transgender and Personal Identity, which was very philosophical, so I loved that. We covered a lot of topics. From there, I went to The Transition Never Ends, The Evolving Life of a Trans Woman and Trans Man. That was alright. It was mainly their stories about transitioning. Both of them had partners at the time. I think they were married, possibly, so how that happened. And after that, I went to How to Successfully Transition in Your Employment, which I'll be doing in the future. It's like the last step, so I got some good information there, but some things I can start on, but that's still a ways off. Then there was a lunch break. I think this is when we actually went to one of these with Charlotte. We went to Voice Feminization. I was torn between going to that one and one called Thinking of Transitioning, but I figured I'd just stick with the group, and we all went to Voice Feminization, where we learned about not too much other than maybe the Upside Down Girl, which is it's basically bending over and trying to keep the sound in the front of your face. I don't know. Maybe I'll demonstrate it someday, but it looks pretty silly, but I think I'll try it and see if it works to keep the resonance as high as possible. And you bend over and then slowly come up and try to keep it up here. So I'm all for messing around with voice and trying to figure out new stuff. After that, there was a little break where I tried to talk to some people, and eventually I went to the last event, which is why I wanted to make this video. The last workshop. It's called Trans Youth Coming Out and Living with Authenticity. As Charlotte said, she didn't want to go to this one because she doesn't consider herself a youth anymore, and also since she's coming out a while ago, it probably doesn't make as much sense. But since I just came out, I started coming out to my family this holiday season, I figured, and I still consider myself young anyway, but even though I'm not technically young. So I went to that, and it was good. I got to actually speak about what my coming out process was like, and talk to people, ask questions. After it was over, one of the parents of most of the transgendered people there were in high school, but there were some older ones there too. And they talked about how it was different when they were younger and how they had to come out when they were much older because of where society was at back in the 60s and 70s. And so this father talked to me a bit, and then that was pretty much it for the workshops. We had some food, there was some dancing, and it was pretty much the whole day. So very pleasant experience all around, lots of information, lots of fun. I got to meet new people and meet some of my friends who were up there, so I also want to thank Jay for letting me stay in the room overnight, so that saved me some money. And the only bad part about the whole thing was driving home the next day, or today actually, because there was like a snowstorm hitting, and coming out of the Boston area was just like, it was going like 30 miles an hour on the freeway, and still it was sliding around a little bit. You know, like you turn the wheel and it's not turning, so you slow down until it starts to catch, and it was pretty bad until I got about, you know, a decent amount onto the Mass Pike, and then it finally, they either plowed or the snow was kind of dying down. And by the time I got here, it was all stopped, but now it's starting to snow here as well, so hopefully I'll be going to Maryland soon and I won't have to deal with that. What I wanted to talk about was something I thought about today. When I was at that last trans youth thing, there was a trans woman in high school, I believe, and I just remember looking at her and thinking, like, this is me, but I mean, it didn't look like me. Like, the hair was different, you know, her face was different, she had braces, and like, so if you put us side by side, you wouldn't say these people are the same, but if you see the way, I'll put it to you this way, like, we're both, there wasn't many, most of the younger kids were trans men, but this transgendered person was probably at around the same stage as, like, most people I meet have already transitioned for a long time, and they look fabulous, and I don't have any makeup and I have not been taking hormones, so, you know, I think I do okay considering, like, you know, I still look like a guy for the most part, but, you know, just like the behavior of this girl was pretty much the way I was, mixed with all the stuff I'm going through now, which is like a second adolescence, learning to be, you know, learning to fit into your gender. So it was just like, it was a mix of how I was very shy and, you know, the behavior mixed with the stuff I'm going through now of trying to figure out, you know. So that's pretty good. And I got this custom badge for pre-registering. Boom. Only 2 days. The brunch, you know, it was brunch. It wasn't that much money, so I did it. And I didn't want to drive all night, because I definitely needed sleep. So I'm feeling pretty good, and I don't want to cut this up, so I'm just gonna stop now that I've said everything, and hopefully I'll be posting more videos soon, and Charlotte doesn't kill me for this, but oh yeah, also my voice still needs work, and I know all our voices are not ideal, but what can you do? It's my voice, I can do what I want. Bye-bye.